But hey,
Now, that will probably be the first defense. David Morrell. That's the fight I wanted. These are the fights that excite me. I'm here to fight the best of the best. You know what I mean? I have something to prove to myself. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely going to stay with that mindset. And I want to fight the best of the best. And Morrell's out there 175. We didn't get it at 168. Let's get it at 170.
David Benavidez has clarified the uncertainty surrounding his upcoming fight, announcing that he will be competing against 35-year-old veteran Jesse Hart, rather than David Morrell, as had been previously suggested. Benavidez generated excitement among fans by sharing a post on social media, stating, "Cooking up something big for y'all for my next fight. Stay tuned." This led to speculation, as David Morrell appeared to confirm ongoing negotiations for a bout with Benavidez, posting, "I'm ready for whoever comes. You ready, David Benavidez?" However, the following day, Benavidez refuted the notion of facing Morrell, confirming instead that he would be fighting Hart. "I will be fighting Jesse Hart next, not David Morrell, but Morrell is a future opponent," he stated. The announcement has sparked criticism on social media, with fans expressing disappointment over Benavidez's choice to fight another less prominent opponent instead of stepping up to challenge the unbeaten David Morrell. To add more to the confusion, Jesse Hart came out and dismissed any involvement with David Benavidez, stating, "I don't know nothing about fighting David Benavidez. I haven't spoken to anybody involving details about us fighting. I don't know where y'all getting this narrative." This sent fans into an online frenzy criticizing David Benavidez, calling him a liar and a duck. This fan said, "Damn Benavidez, ducked like that. Lies on lies, nasty work." Morrell has persistently called out Benavidez, attempting to provoke him into a match, similar to his approach with Canelo Alvarez, yet Benavidez has shown little inclination to engage with the Cuban fighter. This reluctance is often interpreted as a sign of just simply being scared. Next, let's take a look at Chris Eubank Jr.'s crazy outlash on Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. At the press conference held in London to announce the forthcoming Riyadh season event, Chris Eubank Jr. is set to compete against Polish fighter Kamil Szeremeta on the undercard of the highly anticipated undisputed light heavyweight bout featuring Artur Beterbiev and Demetrius Bivol. During the event, Eubank expressed strong criticism towards both fighters and fellow promoter Kalle Sauerland, whom he also manages. The 35-year-old accused Eddie Hearn of allowing a proposed match between Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn in 2022, despite Benn's positive test for a prohibited substance. Additionally, Eubank labeled veteran promoter Frank Warren as a cheat and a liar.
On the promotional team, you've chosen boxer. Why?
Why boxer? Because every other promoter out here is a scumbag. That's why. You've got Frank Warren behind me, been lying and cheating his way through boxing for the last couple decades. Sued me for a couple $100,000 a few years ago, so obviously I was never going to go with him. The guy's a scumbag. Kalle Sauerland, had me locked up.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Kalle Sauerland had me locked up in a terrible contract for the last few years, squeezing money out of me at every opportunity. Scumbag. Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith, they did everything they could to try and make this fight against Conor Benn still go ahead. Still go ahead.
Why don't you fight Hamza Sharad, scumbag?
After knowing that they, that he was on steroids. Scumbags. I would say the only. Promoter that I know for sure isn't a scumbag is His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. This is a man who isn't trying to take money from fighters. He isn't trying to use lawyers and accountants to lock fighters up in slave contracts. He's a man of God. He's a man of religion. That's what's most important to the people of Saudi Arabia. He just wants to put the biggest fights on, the best events on, and pay fighters what they're worth. And as a fighter, it's a blessing to be a fighter at this moment in time, because this is the first time we've ever had a promoter like this in the history of boxing. Oh, and Ben Shalom's a very cool guy too.
Welcome back, Chris. Harmony in the room, as expected.
In response to Eubank's remarks, Frank Warren announced his intention to initiate legal action against Chris Eubank Jr. based on the statements made during the press conference. He needs to back up now what he said, otherwise he's got a big problem. If he can back it up, then I've got a problem. But I know I haven't got a problem. He'll be hearing from me. Don't worry about that. He's been a fraud as a fighter all the way through. I would work with him again in a heartbeat because I know my guys would beat him because he's a phony. He's 35 years of age. If he's the next generation, then there's chances for me at my age. He was sued by me for a legal breach of a contract. I was successful in suing him and he paid substantial damages. Regarding what he's just said, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. He's gonna get sued again. Eubank Jr. soon after issued an apology for his actions in a statement released by his new promoters, Boxer. He said, following today's press conference for the historic Riyadh season event on October 12th, I would like to retract my inaccurate statements and offer my apologies to Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and Kalle Sauerland. I now wish to focus purely on boxing and preparing for a huge fight in Riyadh next month. Frank Warren responded with a statement of his own, in which he accepted the apology. I accept Chris's apology and retraction. I too have said things before and apologize to him also if any criticism of him has upset him in the past. I look forward to seeing him compete on this huge Riyadh season card. That's all for today. Like, subscribe, and punch here to catch up on yesterday's news.
Horrible fighter.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
Payday. You want payday.